Welcome everybody to Guitar Talk. I'm Jenny Page and this is Robert Rocca, and we're going to be talking about guitars, specifically Guitar Player Magazine, Guitar World, and Guitar Player. Robert has took the time to review the articles for us, and we're going to start with Guitar Player.
So I guess we're just going to talk about some of the interesting things that have occurred in some of these articles.
That's right.
One I had marked was something about T-Bone Walker, which I thought was kind of interesting. T-Bone, I guess, was one of the original blues guys back in the day that kind of an influence as far as like having a lot of style to his playing, and especially the way that he presented himself, which if you can see sort of in this photograph that they have here in Guitar World, he's very well dressed. And also I thought what was interesting about this article, and particularly this photograph, is that T-Bone, I don't know if you can see or not, he has his guitar almost perpendicular to his body, which is quite interesting because today, as everybody probably realizes, there's some kind of obsession with wearing the guitar low.
Like that?
Yeah, kind of like the Ramones or Metallica or whatever.
What about Slash?
What about Slash wears his guitar really low too, it seems like.
I think he's the worst.
Well, he certainly wears his guitar low.
I think his arms are long too.
Probably. It's probably comfortable for him. Zach Wild wears his pretty low too.
Yeah. Because it's all what's comfortable. So he likes his up like that, though.
Well, his was up like this, but even further than that, he's actually got his guitar turned so he can look directly down on the fretboard, which I just thought that was interesting. And he's highly regarded for his technique and a lot of the not only just, of course, the fact that he looked good, and he was very good with his stage presence. Apparently, I think he would do the splits. It says in here, it talks about him doing that, but not even so much of that as much as, you know, his technical ability. So there you have it. I think he had the guitar held in such a way that it facilitated his ability to play.
Okay. Well, what was the title of that, and who wrote that article? Let's start off.
That was it's a reoccurring segment in Guitar Player,
okay.
and it's called 10 Things You Gotta Do to Play Like, and then they'll have an artist, and this one particularly was T-Bone Walker, and it's written by an author named Jesse Gress, Gress. Did a really good job on the article.
And they got something down here. What is that?
It's a link to guitarplayertv.com online where you can go, and it's free, and you can get more information on this article.
Great.
Pretty neat. And then the other thing I thought was interesting in this magazine, they had a shootout, an amp shootout, where they tested, I think it was 5 amplifiers for under 500 or near that amount of money, under 600 perhaps.
Okay. What did they come up with?
Well, these had to be, for the most part, I think they were tube amplifiers, and they were trying to come up with things that were something that was portable, affordable, and yet it was going to be loud enough to actually play with a band, and you could get up over the drum kit.
Awesome.
So the one that won, the amp that won the showdown, or the shootout, whatever it was.
Let me guess. Crate.
Crate?
No,
Crate didn't figure in this, but...
oh, my goodness. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What?
That's okay. That's a good guess.
That is a good guess.
I used to like Crates a lot myself. I had a bunch of them, small ones.
I still do.
Yep,
you still do, too. Isn't that a crate?
This is a PV.
Oh, okay. You got a PV. Okay.
PV.
So who won?
I've never heard of this brand before. It's called a B52, and the model number is the AT112 for $550 street price, which means that's as far as below list as they can go. And like I said, this is not an ad for the guitar or anything. I'm just sharing this information because I think it's interesting in case you're a guitar player. These are some of the things that are available, and this was the one that had the best rock and roll tone. It had the best distortion and the best metal. But even just generally speaking, it's great that you can get an amplifier that's that inexpensive. You could play with a band using this amp.
That's phenomenal. Okay, what's next?
That's pretty cool.
Are you going to talk about any more of the other amps that was mentioned?
Well, I think that was the winner. I don't think
Okay.
I believe Carvin was also in it.
Okay.
Carvin and Peavey, I believe, had models that were received honorable mention, but that one was the one that stood head and shoulders above the rest in terms of distortion, which they mentioned was the most difficult thing to do. Carvin's a great amplifier, of course, and Peavey, I have a Peavey here, it's a great amp.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Carvin products and Carvin guitars and amps, and they have PA systems. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, they're a direct company. You buy direct from the factory, so they're really probably lower price. You get a little bit better quality.
So you don't go to the store and get them.
Right, you have to order them direct from their factory in California, I believe is where they're located. They do have outlets, actual storefronts in California you can go if you live there. But otherwise, then you have to purchase it online or over the phone.
Yep, I've had 2 Carvin basses. We've had Carvin bass cabinets and Carvin amp cabinets for the guitar. 410s and 412s respectively, and they've always worked really well.
Yeah, they're good. I've had the same cabinet for 10 years or over 10 years. It's been even longer than that.
Very good. Okay, the next one is Guitar World, and it has a man called Eddie Van Halen on the front. And I'll let you take it from here.
Okay. Yeah, this was a big deal. It took forever to get this. I think it took them a while to. I think maybe it took them a while to get the interview going because of
Why?
the cantankerous nature of Eddie Van Halen, perhaps.
Maybe he didn't feel good.
Possibly.
Tell everybody in case they didn't know what he's been going through physically.
Well, he had some kind of issue with addiction of some sort. I'm assuming mainly alcohol. He had to go through rehabilitation, and they were getting ready to, I believe, embark on some kind of a tour or start that, and he ended up having to go into rehab, and I believe he even missed his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he was in rehab.
Oh.
I think, if I remember correctly.
So, keep it clean out there. No drinking or anything else, because you might miss the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if you're inducted. So that's what can happen. So let's try to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, that was bad. I'm not sure about that, but I believe I remember they had Michael Anthony, I think, and Sammy Hagar. Ended up. I'm not even sure if Alex Van Halen. I can't remember. You can watch that online and verify.
And you can email us if you have any further information or if we got something wrong.
But it was bad. He looked bad for a while, but you know, obviously he's all tanned and fit now. So
what articles are you going to review for us today in that one?
I guess there's only one. Just trying to figure out what it was. No, this was exciting. I thought they Ibanez is starting to have these, what are they called, Xiphos guitars, which as you can see is a radical body shape, which is a departure for Ibanez because they've been mainly a Strat shape company. Almost everything that they make is Strat shape.
Well, it's their own kind of Strat shape. It's pointy, like horns.
It's like a modified Strat shape.
Do you like it?
It's okay. I mean, it's very functional and comfortable, but it's
I don't like it.
I was telling a guy that was, I was talking to a guy about a custom guitar, and we were talking Strat shapes, and I likened it to wearing sweats. You feel really comfortable in a pair of sweats, but maybe you might not want to get on stage wearing a pair of sweats.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite look as good as that.
No.
So that's pretty cool. The other thing about this is that Dino Cazares, formerly from Fear Factory, and then most recently Divine Heresy, has a 7-string version of this, which is exciting because he's been instrumental, if you'll forgive the unintentional pun, bringing a lot of new equipment to metal players. And a 7-string version of this is exciting, as well as a bunch of pickups and stuff. And you can check him out online. Divine Heresy, I think, has a MySpace page, and you can see more about that. But I thought that was interesting.